Champ, how are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm good. Shout out to Danny for getting this interview. We are actually talking about your live stream that you just did yesterday, calling out Clarissa Shields at 147. Uh, the clip that we got, I interpreted it as you, well, that like you know, are letting us know not only that you would fight her. You answered the question. Correct me if I'm wrong. You answered the question on your live. Someone asked, "Would you fight her?" You said yes, and then you went into, basically saying so much so that you tried to make this fight in the past when you guys were in the gym together.
No, so this is the thing. I had brought it up to Clarissa a long time ago. This ain't new news. This been news. You know what I'm saying? That I've already said that I wanted to fight her. And this is when we were both training kind of at the same time. She had her fight coming up. I had my fight coming up. And I went up to her on some friendly stuff like, Clarissa, we should fight. Let's fight at 147. I said this would be a great fight. And she just laughed it off. And I'm like, I'm serious. Like, we should really fight and make this a huge fight for women's boxing. That's all that was. And so I'm just, again, bringing that back up to let people know that I will fight anybody. Clarissa's not off the table. Chantel Cameron's not off the table. Katie Taylor, all these girls are not off the table, bro. So I said what I said.
How soon would you want to do that? Because obviously, I think that it's a big fight for me. I believe Detroit is a beautiful location, neutral. But I do think there is a timeline only because tonight, Shadeja Green is fighting Franchon. Franchon has history with Clarissa. So if somehow Franchon wins, Clarissa could claim to want to give her the rematch because it's a title on the line. If Shadeja wins, and Clarissa decides to go down, they might say she's avoiding Shadeja, who's, you know, the new boogie woman. So I think as soon as possible makes the most sense so that, no one gets any I guess bad publicity.
I mean, no matter what, you're going to have bad publicity in boxing. So no matter how you go about it, it is what it is. But I wouldn't see that fight happening till like 2 years from now, maybe
Oh
at the
wow.
end of what, 24. You know how this boxing game is. So for me to, it would just have to make sense. Again, I want to fight at 140. I think it makes sense to go up to 35, 40, and then 47. I don't know. That could happen next year, but we know how boxing fights take time.
So to be
And
clear, it sounds like you would rather move up per division rather than jump up to 47.
I mean, I could jump up to 47. I'm not saying that I couldn't do it. The smart way would be go up to 35, 40, then 47. That's more logical, right? But I'm just putting it out there that I will fight Clarissa at 147. If that's next year or if that's a year, 2 years from now.
Now, next month we got Michaela Mayer and Natasha Jonas fighting for a belt
Uh
at
huh.
47. Is that possible down the line? We see a rematch with you and Michaela.
Yeah, of course. I think that fight needs to happen again, just because. Again, people have to understand. Get your feelings out the get your feelings out the shit. This is about business and about making some money. At the end of the day, and if me and Michaela can fight again, it's a business tip. We need this fight in the States. Obviously, Michaela may not want to fight me because I done punched all the marbles out her damn head because now she don't know what she want to do. But we can always run that back. Again, anybody can catch a fade. Anybody can get this work. I don't care who it is. We can make it happen.
How do you see that fight play out between Natasha and Michaela?
It's an interesting fight because I feel like Natasha Jonas is just as good. Skillfully, she's a southpaw. I think Michaela again has the same type of style of fighting. I think she has this idea because she's heavier. She's better. She's actually slower. So again, that fight's up in the air for me.
Champ, can I just double back to find out your walk around weight, just in case somehow, Clarissa, she's pretty tough, so you never know. She might send you an offer. She alleged that she sent Shadeja Green an offer at 175 before this fight with Franchon that sounds to be true because Shadeja said, why would I fight at 175? So just in case she tried to call your bluff for next year, are you capable of making that weight, or do you have to like get a strength and conditioning
Listen,
coach to add it on?
ain't no bluff. First of all, and second of all, it ain't nothing to gain some weight. And to be strong. This is what people got to know. It's not really so much the weight for me, it's the skills. I'm better skillfully than Clarissa. This is why I know I would beat her. This is why I said I want to fight her. Skillfully, I will beat Clarissa. Now, I know the weight is like one of those things. It's like, oh, AB's too small. Ain't nothing that strength and conditioning can do to get me. I was walking around at 147. So, and making 130. So, again, it's nothing to me. This is my job. This is what I do. It can happen.
So
Ain't no bluff. So
have you guys sparred, or is it just from what you see of her in her fights that makes you feel you're more skilled?
just what I see. The eyes don't lie. This is
Oh
what I
wow.
told her. I said the eyes don't lie, Clarissa. Like I've seen you long enough to know your flaws. Period. Y'all seen a fight with Devin Haney. Skills pay the bills. A great jab is going to do what it's going to do. And I'm just superior in that aspect. That's just my opinion. She going to think what she going to think. That's cool. But again, I think it's a great fight. And there's nothing wrong with calling somebody out because you think you're great and they think they're great. So guess what? We going to make it
You're
happen.
undisputed, so without a doubt, you're great. Mikey Garcia, never undisputed, but proved to be a great fighter, jumping up divisions. He seen something in Earl. It didn't
Hmm.
work out that way. What's the difference between you seeing something in Clarissa but not really getting in there with her? How do we know? Again, because you would be the smaller woman jumping up to the bigger woman that is very skilled.
Just for me, it's just I've been in the game for so long. I've been in the game for 22 years, so I know what I know, and I've seen what I've seen through these years with how Clarissa has progressed and how I'm progressing daily. We all get better every day. That's one thing. Um, Again, I just believe in my abilities. I believe in my abilities. Nobody's messing with me at 130, 35, 40, and 47. That's just me. I'm a competitor. I don't see nobody else. I got blinders on. You feel me? It's just AB. And that's just how I see it. Now, until somebody gets in the ring and we put it to the test, then we put it to the test. But other than that, I'm gonna talk my shit because I know what I'm talking about and I'm confident in who I am. And when you are confident and that other person's confident, it's just gonna show that you got another dog too. So don't make it personal.
Champ, earlier this week I was on a call with WBC President Mauricio Suleiman, and I asked about obviously your situation and when they were hoping to have a resolution. He said soon. He was hoping this week. He said before the holidays. In an ideal world for you, once everything gets resolved, when would you be ready to get back in the ring, regardless of who it's against?
Man, February. I want to get out there in February as soon as possible. Again, I stay in the gym. I'm already close to my weight because I it's a lifestyle for me. So if we can get out there in February, that'd be great. I would like to fight at least 3 times. Shoot, maybe 4 next year.
Are you with a promoter at the moment?
Yes, I'm still with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom.
Okay. And I hate to bring this up because I know as a champion, an undisputed champion, it may come as some disrespect, but I just believe, and Danny laughed at me, but I believe that like the biggest fight or the greatest fight to make in boxing is Hubert versus Beatrice Ferreira. He laughed at me. I know she's novice, but you do see the skill in her, right? Like in terms of like, it's only
I
Clarissa, Baumgardner, obviously, and no disrespect to all the other women, but I mean in terms of like that, where this phrase isn't being disrespectful, is more of a compliment where like y'all fight like men. It's like
Mhm.
Shadeja Green, Clarissa. Obviously, you could throw Franchon in there because she's a brawler, but I'm talking skill. Beatrice,
Yeah.
she doing pullback counters. She in the pocket slipping. You ain't like what you seen this week?
I missed that fight, but I've seen her fight before, and to me, she fights like an amateur. And that should already tell you Michaela fought like an amateur. I made that look easy. So that's cool. Obviously she's at 130, and I want all the smoke. So it just has to make sense. But y'all have to understand I get better every day, every camp. And I'm telling you, people haven't even seen the best AB yet. So it's coming. And again, whoever they put me in the ring with, I'm gonna put them down.
We're gonna
Has
take.
that
Go
has
ahead.
that been offered?
No.
She's fought 3-minute rounds in her first fight. There was a lot of hype around her. They thought she was going to get the knockout. It didn't come, but she has fought 3-minute rounds. You are a WBC champ, which doesn't really accept that. Would you be open to 3-minute rounds with her in the future if her profile gets up? I'm not going to ignore that. I know at this point you're looking for big fights.
Are they paying me more money to fight at 3 minutes? Because I like fighting at 2 minutes. I have no problem fighting 2 minute rounds. It's it's this thing about equality and wanting to be like the guys. I'm fine with 2 minutes. I don't have to compete with a man all the time to say, hey, I want to be equal. If I'm gonna fight 3 minutes, pay me a 3 minute round. Like pay me for 3 minutes. And to make it equal, give us two more rounds and make it 12 2 minute rounds. If you want equal, make it like that. To say that women aren't capable, you're lying. But to say that, hey, we don't want to pay the money, just keep it real. Just keep us at 2 minutes. I'm cool with that.
We're gonna take Clarissa out of this for a second. From 30 to 47, you mentioned a few names. You got Serrano there. You got Katie Taylor. You got Chantel. Who do you think gives you your most competitive fight out of any fight from
Mm.
30 to 47?
Right now, if I had to put a name on it, I would have to say Chantel because of how active she was in the fight with Katie in the first fight and the second fight. Um, I just like that she's coming to fight. She has some dog in her. She's trying to prove something, and those are the type of fights that brings the dog out of me. So I'm all for that. For skillfully a matchup, Katie Taylor. So I guess it would just depend on like what people want to see. But I'm a fighter, dog. I'm trying to put somebody down. I'm trying to put some paws on somebody. And listen, I've been out the ring for some time, so I got some built up aggression that I just want to put down. I want to put it on somebody. So
So are you looking to at least get something to shake off the rust, or you trying to get into a named fight?
name fight. I mean, I'm the undisputed champion. So, we do have mandatories. We do have people who are lined up to fight. Again, when you make boxing a lifestyle, you don't have to take, I guess, a tune up. That's just my opinion. I train in the gym every day. I stay on my shit. So again, it don't matter who it is. I'm gonna beat them and keep it pushing.
I think it's Sky Nicholson that's really pushing for a Serrano fight, but you also want Serrano.
Well,
Uh,
Serrano vacated the belt because of that. Because the
well, she claims it's for the 3-minute
right,
rounds.
right. Well, I'm saying the WBC not being cool with that, and she wanted the 3-minute rounds against Sky.
As a WBC champion, you seen what Devin just did. I mean, I know you've seen it, but the political side of it was that he requested to fight the champion above. That belt's vacant now. Any
Right.
interest?
I mean, listen, anything can happen in boxing. This is the thing. When you got a great mouthpiece and you got somebody speaking for you, anything can happen. As
Speaking
long
of
as
that,
I'm doing my job right and training and staying on what I need to do, you let your team do the rest.
uh, to confirm, because you said great team, you're with Keith Connley now, right?
I am, yes.
That is a great team. Shout out to Keith, man. He's very good at what he does. He's one of the few managers that has fighters on all different networks. So that's the beauty of him. His lines of communication are open with all the big guys. But Danny,
For sure.
Nah, I mean, pretty much touched on everything. I know you're out there in Orlando for the fight tonight. I asked yesterday, but who you got in the Shadeja Green and Franchon Cruz fight?
I love that fight. I really hate picking when I mess with both girls. I think they're both great. And honestly, it just depends on what type of fight each fighter comes with tonight. I've seen, not the prettiest style from Franchon. She's coming forward, she's throwing some wild shots, and I've also seen Shadeja get hit with some wild stuff in her last fight. So who's gonna land what punch? Who's gonna be more skillfully in the ring? Is it gonna be in the middle of the ring? Is it gonna be a messy girl fight? Like what are we looking at and what are we gonna be judging on? That's gonna be the question.
Since you brought that up about Shadeja getting hit with some shots, what's your thoughts on the phrase in boxing, fighting up to the level or down to the level of your competition, and do you believe in that?
What do you mean by that?
So when we talked to Shadeja, she basically underestimated Olivia because she was a club fighter, so she fought down to her opposition of a club fighter. No disrespect to Olivia, that's just the words because of the venue she was fighting in.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to assume that she's going to fight up to the level of competition, which is former world champion, former undisputed Franchon Cruz. So you get more motivated. Like when the name is not a name, it's hard for you. What's the other great fighter that said it's hard to get out of bed when you're sleeping in silk sheets? It's difficult when it's not a name. Like you're going to get up for Clarissa. Are you going to get up for Beatrice? It's two
Mm-hmm.
different levels
Well,
of visibility.
right, which is true, but I take every fight as serious. I think my fight when I was I couldn't even tell you, but when I fought a Mexican girl, this girl was tough. And I feel like I've trained the same way I've always trained. I had a good camp, but this girl was tough. I couldn't underestimate her because old girl went the distance with me. So it's like you never know what you're gonna get into when you get in the ring. These people are doing this to have an opportunity of a lifetime to change their life in one night. So if you think you're gonna go in there and take a little less of a beating or have less of a competition, you're wrong. You in the sport of boxing where anything can happen. So I think that this style matchup between Franchon and Shadeja is a great matchup for each other to see where each other are in their style of fighting, and we're gonna see tonight. So
Did you happen to watch the Ebony Bridges and Yoshida fight
Mm.
last weekend?
I didn't. By the time I got to the crib, I missed that fight. So I only seen some highlights. But I heard what I saw was that Ebony was getting beat up a little bit.
She was getting caught with that right. She couldn't get out the way the right, and then she allowed herself to get clinched. She probably, same phrase, probably fought down because I never believed that would happen. I watched Yoshida lose on a club show on a Lou DiBella
Like
card,
a month ago.
and they didn't give her the loss. That girl deserved the win.
Oh no, that one was a couple fights ago, right?
No, 2 fights ago.
Yeah.
And then her next fight, she did lose to Sharetta Metcalf in Houston. So in my mind, she's going into a title shot with 2 back-to-back losses. I thought she'd never do what she outworked her somehow.
But listen, that's the thing. Everybody got eyes on somebody. I'm sure there's people who got eyes on me, and I got eyes on others. And when you get that opportunity and you see your opening, you're gonna take it. And again, some people are lacking in their training. Maybe they lacking in their mental or something. But she seen something that night. She took advantage, and she became champion. So shout out to my Japanese sister for that.
Y'all gotta ask, did you make it to the crib in time for Montana and Liam Paro?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Why you
Okay.
say it like that? Laughing.
Cause,
No, I
cause,
did.
The way he
No, I
said it, I
didn't.
thought
nah,
he told you who he picked ahead of
of
time.
course. I told her what was gonna
He
happen and
told
she
me.
called
He
me
told me.
crazy.
Oh wow.
Did I call you crazy?
You said Montana had dog in them, this, that, and I'm like, yo, that's
But he
cool. And
did though. See, listen, I'm only going off of what I've seen of Montana. I've seen him in sparring. I've seen him in his fight. So in my mind, that's the only thing that's in my mind. Like Montana should have this dog. He had that fight in Cleveland that messed him up. Now he has an opportunity to come back and do it again. Now knowing just the mental state, I'm like, he gonna get this together.
for sure.
And I feel like the two first rounds that I saw, he had control. He was controlling the ring, and then he let up, and then oh boy just started coming forward. And in the ring you gotta be on your shit, bro.
Hell yeah.
Gotta be. You ain't be lazy.
I
So
got a couple from the people. If you have time, if
what's the
not,
people talking about? What's the people talking about? Something
we
crazy.
got Nell that says, "What's her favorite cheat meal?"
So I don't have a cheat meal because I eat anything I want to, but I will say some lamb chops and mashed potatoes is my go-to.
Hey champ, this is from AB Boxing in New Jersey. Hey champ, do you think you can stop Shields?
I see a knockout.
Really?
One punch. Listen, I'm telling y'all, it's all about timing in this game. Now, if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. But I just see that. I'm just being honest.
Is this because you seen her get dropped in that sparring clip, and did you know about it before it went viral?
I never seen that. I never seen it before it went viral. But when I did see the clip, I'm like, okay, she got caught with the left hook. That told me everything I needed to know. And then also, I've also sparred a girl who was at 160. I was probably like 143 at the time. I've always sparred big girls. This is what people gotta know. I've always sparred big girls because I never had work. So fighting a girl who's bigger than me had nothing, didn't put no type of fear in me. I just know what I had to do. I'm gonna land this punch. I'm gonna land this overhand hand because I'm faster and I get out the way faster. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I would see a knockout if I fought Clarissa. That's just me being honest.
Clemente from Phoenix, Arizona. Who do you think is the A side in the fight between you and Clarissa, and what do you think you have as an advantage over her?
So my advantage would just be my athleticism, my skill, my jab, my body shots, my over right hand, my left hook, all that. And I don't really care about B side, A side. That stuff don't really get to me anyway. So if she want to walk out first, last, it don't matter to me. I just know that I would beat her.
Since you did see the clip of her being dropped, what did you think of her, I guess, response where she said that the boxer took out the padding from the gloves?
Well, first I want to speak on it's funny that they would release the video. So I'm taking the guy released the video. Is that what was told?
We don't know. I don't know who or how that video got out.
I just heard this
Everybody,
lawsuit's coming, so you better watch out. Whoever put that.
she says she coming for anybody who reposted it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, only Clarissa knows what happened. But from an outside looking in, I don't believe somebody would take padding out of their glove to want to hurt a woman. That doesn't make sense to me. And I think with the team that Clarissa has, they're gonna make sure that she's gonna be in the best position possible and to make sure things are checked. As a fighter, I check people's gloves. I'm actually just make sure what size gloves are you wearing. You could come with some gloves that are some BS, but are we wearing the same size? Cool. We both agreeably get in the ring to spar. It's on deck. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he was trying to hurt her. She just got caught. That's what the clip that I saw looked like. That she just got caught with her chin in the air. And when people are embarrassed about that, they're gonna say, hey, they may say anything. I don't know. That's Clarissa's doing.
So since you frequent the Miami area, have you ever used Derek Santos' gym? And are you familiar with Coach Derek Santos from Boca Raton?
So I've been down in Boca, but I don't know if I've been to his gym. I might have, but I don't recall.
I just wanted to see like if you knew him to get like character background because he's basically saying that is not true, and he put out a big statement, and he wants to go to court and all this. He's saying that Clarissa is making that up. that, you know, there's no way he would allow his fighter to do that to her.
Oh, so that was a
That's what I'm
gym
saying. That's what I'm
response.
saying. I just don't it doesn't seem logical to me that a man would want to have an advantage over a woman like that. No matter how annoying somebody can be, right? No matter how annoying, Clarissa can be at times, I don't think a man's intentions are I'm gonna hurt this girl, like I'm gonna take the padding out my gloves because I want to knock her out. I don't think that's the case. But again, I don't know. We're all bystanders seeing the same video on the internet, so that's all we can go off of.
Have you felt a man go that hard the way that it looked in that clip with you?
Help, man, listen, I got some dog ass fights with guys. Some dog ass fights. But guess what? I'm holding my own. I'm standing my own. And if I did get dropped or knocked down, I'm gonna get back up. This is the name of the game. I'm realistically, when I know I'm in the ring with the man, is a different type of respect. No matter what, in my mind, if I feel like I can beat a guy, I'm still fighting a guy. I'm still going to have respect for a guy to know that this man has man strength, and that's just what it is. So I'm going to respect that, but I'm also going to respect what I'm able to do too as a woman. And we've seen that in my sparring matches with guys. I've been thumped on, but I've been thumping on them too. So
Last two. New York Bullet says, "Was good, champ. I think a fight between you and Serrano would be huge in New York." In parentheses, he puts, "It would make it easy for me to attend as well." Laugh out loud. Is that something that's possible? Blessings on your career.
yeah, thank you. I think a fight with me and Amanda would be huge in New York, right? We've seen the fight with her and Katie at the Garden. I think myself and her would do amazing at the Garden. And again, I had my undisputed fight there in New York. So I just want to be able to travel. I want to sell out arenas too. I want to be able to be on that platform, to show that people are coming out and they're watching women's boxing. They're just watching boxing. They're seeing a great fighter fight. I'm great. So let's make that fight happen.
Last one, a tough one from Ruin 504. I don't know if you can legally speak on it. How did your team successfully dispute the adverse finding?
So there's a lot of details with that, right? And I know that I've done everything in my power to show my innocence, and that is the hair test that I took. And this hair test is going back prior to the fight, and it's going to specifically show all. It's a test where it's showing what it's a ped test, right? Like, I'm still learning these terms too. But the test came back negative for anything, for whatever they said I tested positive for. So I'm living with that. I'm spending my own money on these tests to make sure that I'm clearing my name. Again, people are going to believe what they're going to believe. People are still going to call me a cheater. I never had a cheat in my life. I'm just great. And sooner than later we can get this situated so I can move forward in my career and continue to fight and be the best fighter that I know that I am.
Um, I know you said that was the last one, but just curious because you were able to undispute this year. You were able to defend that and avenge your only loss. But you have had to deal with this adversity. Looking back on the year, was it a good year for Alycia Baumgardner, or was it what kind of year has it been?
That's a great question, because you having a great year, and then I'm thinking, damn, since July forward, it's been tough. It's been a mentally draining on me, and it's been a lot, and I've gone through the roller coaster of emotions that I've been on. But what I do know is that God doesn't make things happen for no reason, no, right? So everything that's happening is for the greater good. I'm seeing who's for me in this time. I'm seeing who's really supporting me genuinely, who want to see me win. um and it's a reflection period that I'm having. It's a pruning season for myself. So again, the year is not what I expected, but this is life. I'm gonna take it on the chin, and I'm gonna keep moving forward, because when you're great, these things are gonna happen. People are gonna talk about you. People are gonna make up lies about you. And when you know who you are and you stand on principle and you stand on morals and values, then you're gonna keep winning in life. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing, is winning. So, we're gonna still end the year out strong. I believe next year is gonna be even bigger and better. And I can't wait to come out and just show everybody what I've been working on behind the scenes.
Can't wait, champ. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you as always.
Thank you.
Appreciate you,
Peace.
champ.
No problem. See
There you
y'all.
have it, ladies and gentlemen. Alycia Baumgardner.